This is a HeadGum podcast.
Hey, great news. Scotland and London, Edinburgh and London, we're coming to your town very, very soon. September 13th, 2017, we're going to be in Edinburgh, Scotland.
Yeah, that's a new date. Just announced.
We
announced it last week, but it wasn't official yet. But now it's official and tickets are on sale.
Yeah, it's going to be at the Scottish Storytelling Centre. We do that pretty much every year. They're great there. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's us live on stage. What could be better? But guess what?
What?
Other things are happening that weekend. Friday the 15th and Saturday the 16th of September in 2017, we are playing King's Place as part of the London Podcast Festival. We love these shows. We do them every year.
Yeah, and they're different each night.
Yeah.
Two different topics.
Yeah, the shows are different. Go to all the shows.
Yeah.
You can get tickets at tcgte.com/tour, and that's /tour. But get them, please, soon, because they're almost sold out. Can I say that if it's a lie?
No, but I mean, the Scotland show tends to sell out every year. So if you're thinking about it, grab
and
your
so
tickets.
do the London shows.
The London shows, yeah, actually,
That's a
the past,
given.
yeah,
it's like
they do sell out.
Of course.
Yeah.
Okay, tcgte.com/tour. Do it today.
Hello and welcome to the Complete Guide to Everything, a podcast about everything. I'm one of your hosts, Tom.
And I'm Tim.
Tim, don't criticize me for having too many beers before we start the show.
Right.
I told you that I have a pinched nerve right now. I'm in a lot of pain, and I'm medicating.
You're self-medicating
Yeah.
with a lot of
Well,
beer.
who else is going to... Oh, I'm going to have a nurse come in here and medicate me for me?
I offered to...
Maybe for a sponge bath.
do sponge baths exist, or is that
They
just...
do exist, but they're not erotic.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there have been erotic ones, but, like, you're getting bathed with just a sponge in, like, your hospital bed. You're being sponge bathed because you can't get out of bed.
Yeah, they make it look like on sitcoms like it's this big sexy thing.
Yeah.
Because what
they do?
A beautiful female nurse comes in and she's like, "Time for your sponge bath." But the thing is, you're in a hospital, so you're in bad shape.
Right.
So you're sick. You're also actually legitimately filthy. Otherwise, they'd be like, "Well, if he's not really dirty,
Yeah, they're doing
like,
it
we're
so
not
you don't
gonna
get bed sores.
Yeah. So it's
and also the thing they're doing, it's time for your sponge bath, your sponge bag. Time for your sponge bath. But first, let me take out the tray that you shit in.
Yeah. Let me change the bedpan that's
Yeah.
full of gross, probably not
shit
firm.
and pee-pee.
Yeah.
No, probably too firm. If anything, it's been sitting there.
No. But like, if
What?
you're sick in the hospital,
Oh
it's
yeah, it
probably
might be
like,
diarrhea. Let me.
Come on, Tom. Not in front of the beautiful nurse. You're embarrassing me. What did I get?
Let me just get this pan of diarrhea out from under your rear end first.
Yeah, and then we'll get to the sexy stuff.
Yeah.
And by the way, this is my job, and you're sick, and you're the naked one, not me, the beautiful
Yeah,
woman.
almost never does the nurse get naked.
Yeah, and I bet...
Unless, maybe if she got splashed, but she's not getting splashed, she's using a sponge.
Yeah, and why... Anytime you got, like, your splashed on a shirt, or you're like, well, I better get naked now. No, especially not at work.
Well,
Do you think
speak for
somebody, like,
yourself.
spills a coffee on them in the morning? It's like, well, I got to work nude. That doesn't happen,
Well,
especially
maybe not
in a
nude,
hospital.
but if it's like a hunk, he might rip his shirt off.
In a hospital situation or any situation.
No, and even in like
If
an
I
office
was a
situation.
hunk, man, I would have an excuse to be shirtless all the time.
Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger was famous for, I spilled some coffee on me, and he would just work the rest of the day shirtless.
in like the State House, you're saying?
Yeah, in the State House, yeah.
Wow. Hey, more power to him. He was a Mr. Universe.
He
though.
didn't need any more power, Tim. He was Mr. Universe. Governor is a real step down from there.
Yeah, it's a shame how his star really
Yeah.
fell.
The mighty have fallen. Anyway.
You have a pinched nerve, you say?
Yeah, pinched nerves. I'm drinking a bunch of beer. It makes it feel better.
Nice.
Or at least, like, takes my mind off of it.
Now, this is a self-diagnosed pinched nerve.
It's a self, and I kind of don't want to talk too much about it because then I'm going to get emails from,
People who know better.
yeah.
People who know better than you.
Who tell me, they're like, oh, well, you shouldn't do X, Y, and Z. And it's like, hey, listen, buddy, I'm an American. I can do what I please.
Yeah, if I wanted advice on to how not to be hurt,
yeah, I wouldn't have fought in all those wars.
Well, I did not. I was not aware that you fought in all
Pretty
those.
much every war that you've ever heard of.
Really?
And a few you haven't.
The Spanish-American War.
You've heard of that war?
Yeah, I've heard of it. I wrote 2...
letters?
No, I wrote... many letters to the editor about it.
Oh, I thought you were writing letters to the boys at the front.
No.
Offering them
This
encouragement.
war happened in 1898, Tom. A little bit before my time. I'm not sure. I think before your time. How old are you?
110.
Okay, so yeah, a little bit before your time. But I accidentally did 2 reports in social studies in high school. Like in 7th grade, they were like, do a report on something. And I was like, I don't care about anything. I hate school. And so I was like...
Wow. And they were like, you're so cool.
Yeah.
You don't need to come anymore.
Yeah. They issued me a leather jacket and some cool shades. No, and I was like, I'll do the Spanish-American War, and I wrote a paper on it. I probably got an A because I was like smart, even though I hated school. Mm-hmm. Like one of those kids who's like, we don't know what to do with him. He's just too smart. The Will Hunting situation.
Yeah.
And,
that's what that movie was about. He was so smart they didn't know what to do with him.
I assume. I've never seen it, but like he's from Boston. He was like the first guy. He was the first and only smart man from Boston in history. As I understand
I think
it.
he was working at MIT, which has a few smart people.
Yeah,
in
but
it.
they're not from Boston.
No,
Boston. The reason Boston had to get all those colleges there is because they needed to get some smart people in that city, and they're like, oh god,
we will
all right.
not be doing any live shows in Boston anytime soon.
And so then in like the very next year, they were like, you have to do a social studies report on something, and I was like, I don't care about school. I'll do it on the Spanish-American War. Mm-hmm. And like I didn't remember because who cares? Who retains information for a full year, right? Like when you're too cool to care about school. So like, and I got home and I was like, Mom, I got to write this report about that. You got to drive me to the library. I have to learn about the Spanish-American War. And she's like, you wrote a paper about that last year, like the same. And I was like, oh no.
And she was like, just punch it up, add the new facts that have come out in the last year.
They're constantly unearthing new information about the Spanish-American War. And I couldn't tell you one thing. I don't know anything about it. I was gonna be like, it only lasted 3 months. I don't know how long it lasted.
Who is it between?
It's not what you think.
But
anyway,
that's as far as he'll go.
Yeah, I'm making no definitive statement. Remember the Maine is the only thing I remember. They told me. But
they didn't tell you to remember any of the other shit.
Yeah, but like for some reason, like even though I was
remember the Maine and how long the war was and who it was between.
Well, if they had said that, I would have. I was like, I felt like I was at any time I was going to get caught, and like,
just repurposing a report.
Yeah, and I was.
Did you repurpose it or
no? I didn't, because like I didn't like.
But you were worried that maybe they would think like this guy already knew.
Yeah, exactly. But like, teachers don't care about anything.
No, they're
like, all right, I just want to get out. I can't wait till the school bell rings so I could go get drunk with my friends.
Yeah, smoke cigarettes.
Yeah.
I used to see teachers smoking cigarettes all the time. Well, I guess like when we were younger, it was like less of a big deal.
Yeah, in the 90s, like everybody like smoked all the time.
Yeah, I mean they didn't smoke in the classroom, but like we would be like
I did because I was cool. It's like, hey, teach, what are you gonna do about it? And I was sitting on the chair backwards too.
Wow.
With my shades and
they
my
must have
leather
really
jacket.
not known what to do with you.
They didn't.
But yeah, I feel like during like...
They couldn't say anything to me, Tom, because I was so smart. They were like, we're not allowed to kick him out.
During lunchtime, I feel like you would see teachers like smoking like through the window. They'd be smoking in the teacher's lounge.
Yeah.
And then you go and tap on the window and they'd be like, I will murder you. Get out of here.
The teacher's lounge is not a place where like I'd ever want to hang out. It seemed like I'd like to go in there and see how the other half lives, right? Like
Yeah.
it's probably great in there. The school sucks for me, but I don't have this lounge to go to. The teacher's lounge is depressing and terrible.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to say, even as a kid, I never romanticized the teacher's lounge. I feel like I, would see in there once in a while, and I'd be like, oh, they have a coffee machine in there. And but that was it.
Yeah.
Maybe a refrigerator, and I was, impressed that they had these are the only...
Tom Reynolds, impressed by a refrigerator.
Well, I'll tell you what, they were the only people in the school that had a refrigerator. I mean, I guess the lunch ladies had a refrigerator.
If you were impressed by refrigerators, Tom, I got news for you.
Well, but they weren't trying to hide their fridges. You could see
Backstage
them.
in the cafeteria is where you wanted to be.
Yeah.
So I was deathly afraid that I'd be thrown in jail or something.
Mm-hmm. It's kid jail. Juvie.
Juvie.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I can't go back to juvie.
Yeah, not again.
Tom, it's a big week for me.
What's that? Why is that?
I feel like I've been waiting to do this episode a long time.
My whole life.
We've never done this episode, right?
Maybe. I mean...
Here's the thing.
Nobody told me to remember we did this episode.
Yeah.
So.
Remember the condiments. Now we'll remember.
Yeah.
Tom, condiments.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always talking about how they're the best part of any meal.
Yeah. And now's the chance to put your money where your mouth is.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
I look up what a condiment is today.
Yeah.
This is not what I want to talk about. A condiment is a spice, sauce, or preparation that is added to food to impart a particular flavor or enhance its flavor, or in some cultures to complement the dish.
Yeah, that's a perfect definition of what a condiment
What is it? Are we just talking sauces and spices?
What the hell do you think a condiment is?
Fixins.
What do you think fixins is?
Well, sometimes... All right, here's how I define
let's hear
condiments.
your condiment definition.
Anything you put on a hamburger, hot dog, nachos, or baked potato.
And only those? So it's restricted to those?
Well... If something's going to be called a condiment, it has to work in one of those situations.
The initial definition is much wider than the definition you just gave.
But it does exclude things.
All right. But it also, just because...
what about diced onions?
That's a fixin'. That's not a condiment.
Yeah, condiments should be... All fixin'...
No,
they should be
fixins are fixins.
synonyms. Synonyms.
Cinnamon could be a condiment.
Cinnamon is a spice.
Yeah, which is a condiment.
I've been living a lie, Tom. I found out I feel like I just found out that
you're just
that boy in the Pearl Jam song "Alive." What you thought was your daddy was nothing but I can't. You never found out what he was, but you found out that his dad wasn't his real dad or something. I don't know.
That has nothing to do with what.
No, the way the boy felt in Pearl Jam's "Alive" is the way I feel now that I learned that condiments are just sauces and freaking spices.
What? I still don't understand what you think condiments were before this.
Tom,
diced onions. You're just upset that it doesn't include diced onions.
What about this, Tom?
I mean, I think it actually, I take it back. Diced onions are kind of a spice.
Is it?
I mean, they're
not.
not.
It's the farmer that grows it, Tom.
Well, Tim, I'm trying.
You running a spice farm here?
Look,
he'd be like, "What? I told you, get off my land and don't touch my daughter."
Tim, I'm trying to extend an olive branch to you, and you're there saying olive branches aren't condiments.
If they're chopped up and thrown on top of a plate of nachos, hell yeah. They are.
Well, I don't know if that would really work.
So anyway, just so you know,
okay.
I don't want any. When we're talking about the nitty gritty, the details, the deets. I don't want you being all like, Tim, excuse me, but that's not a condiment. You know what?
Well, I will if it's not. Just because you don't understand what a condiment is doesn't mean I can't call you out on that.
Maybe because maybe I'm disrupting the condiment.
Oh, you're not. You're doing
paradigm.
nothing at the sort. If anything, the condiments paradigm has left you behind, passed you by.
You know what? Well, one day they'll be like, this was the guy that said condiments don't just need to be sauces and spices.
Yeah, but you're being weirder where you're
When they're-
like,
when
it has
they're-
to be on
that-
nachos.
No, that's when they're giving me an award at the Kennedy Center.
Uh-huh.
Posthumously.
That's when they're giving me the Nobel Prize at the Kennedy Center.
They're not going to give me the Nobel Prize for this, Tom.
When I think condiments, I'm mostly talking, honestly, a lot of sauces.
All right.
I'm thinking, this is what I was going to tell you what my definition of a
Okay,
condiment
fine.
is. My here's my definition of a condiment that is perfect. A condiment.
I'll be the judge of that.
A condiment is something you can add to a food item that'll make it better, but you do not need to add it to that food item to eat the food item. And it is a food item that cannot be eaten on its own.
I like that you're saying things like you're a dictionary. Like you're not
Tim,
using.
I ain't
You're
go to
being
law
like,
school to just.
you're like not using contractions and stuff. You were like, and it is, and then
Yeah.
you're like, and for the purposes of this definition, food item will be defined as.
Yeah, well, sorry if I'm trying to, actually give some parameters to what a condiment is instead of you're over there going like, I know a condiment when I see one.
It's
I can
folk
feel it
wisdom.
in my cup. Condiments are not folk wisdom.
My definition.
And you're not a
is-
folk.
I am more folk than anybody. I am folk as fuck. Tom, all right. How do you want to do this? We should have discussed this beforehand.
Yeah.
'Cause I feel like we both. This is the most extensive notes that either of us have ever. We
Yeah.
both have. This is gonna be like a 6-hour episode. Either that, or we'll murder each other in the next 20 minutes.
I mean, one of the easiest ways that I have to go through this is I have my top 10 list of condiments
Oh,
with some honorable mentions
okay,
and some overrated condiments.
all right. Let's. Hey, look, man.
Mm-hmm.
Just so you know.
Yeah.
This is open to be assailed by me mercilessly.
All right.
And, just be prepared.
No,
Look,
it's fine.
Nothing
I'm gonna
personal.
give you-
Nothing personal. Tom.
I'm going to give you, all right, first off, all right, we'll go through my top 10. And I want to tell you, the top 10 here, a few things. I'm not trying to
Already qualifying
No.
and everything.
I want to tell you that I'm not trying to impress anyone with this top 10 list. You know? I'm not trying to get laid off this top 10 condiments list.
Well, then you're a fool, Tom. Then let me read mine.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It probably will.
Yeah.
But that's not my intent.
That might just be a result of your natural charm, though.
And I am
You could read the damn phone book. And
Yeah.
ladies be throwing themselves
throwing
at you.
their bras, their brassiers at me.
Yeah.
Um,
If you're coming to any of our shows, September 13th, 15th, or 16th, be sure to throw your bra at Tom.
Bring an
whenever he
extra
talks about-
brassiere. So these are
Okay,
also
it's a top 10 list.
It's a top 10, but also these are kind of like my desert island condiments.
What are you going to put them on? A sand, Tom?
Yeah, Tim, once I get loopy enough and I see like a rock as a sizzling steak, I'm like,
I hope I'm not stranded on that desert island with you. You'll see me as a giant hot dog.
yeah. Well, and I hope I'm not stranded with just these condiments because, as I said, you can't eat these condiments alone.
Right, okay. Yeah, I spoke over you. So it enhances a meal, but you can't have it on it.
Right. So I'm trying to think of like an example of, what would be excluded. So, for example, like cheese. Like, yeah, cheese enhances a cheeseburger, but you can eat cheese on its own.
Now here's...
I mean, not as a meal. I mean, I have, but you can't. You shouldn't.
Well, this is where I disagree with you, Tom.
Uh-huh.
Because let me ask you this. Well, my top 3. Can I tell you my top 3?
Sure.
Cheese.
I just told you it's not a condiment.
Sliced cheese.
Yeah, I know sliced cheese.
Because who's going to eat a slice of cheese?
Me. I'll eat a slice of cheese
You
right
sit
now.
there and you unwrap a slice of American cheese and you eat it.
I get my cheese from the deli counter, Tim. It's not individually wrapped.
You would, but like you sit there and like a normal, like when it's not a dire situation where
If
like you're
I'm-
out of snacks and it's like, I guess I'll have a piece of cheese. You just eat a piece of sliced American cheese.
Yeah, I'll eat a slice of cheese if I want a little snack, but like not a lot of snack. And I remember like, oh, I have some cheese in the fridge. I didn't buy it for that. I bought it to make sandwiches. But you know what? I don't want to have like a big snack. And cheese is the best snack, so I'll have a little cheese.
Number 2 condiment. Melted cheese.
Oh, you get out of here. Go to
Creamy.
hell.
Tom.
Creamy.
Yeah, because like, you see these Blue Apron commercials on TV. They make a hamburger.
Tim, I see these Blue Apron commercials in our show sometimes.
Yeah. And they spoon the melted creamy cheese on there. Okay. Are you going to eat that creamy cheese, just a bowl of that alone?
Yeah, cheese soup.
That's not a thing.
It is a thing. I can go next door and buy it.
It's not meant to be eaten. It's not called cheese soup, Tom. It's just called cheese.
It's called cheese soup.
Nope. You're only going to put that on a burger or in like mac and cheese or something. Number 3,
Yeah, put it on a burger.
melted cheese, gooey.
Oh, you're a
Like
real asshole.
like when you melt shredded cheese on a thing of nachos.
How is
Are
that
you gonna
different?
eat melted shredded cheese just as a snack or a meal? No, unless you're a sicko. So by your definition, I'd say at least the number 2 and 3 on my list fit your definition of a condiment.
My condiments, they can be. Maybe this is another example of what I think makes a condiment. Is that it's like ready to go. It does not require additional prep. So like cooking something else, all of a sudden that's not a condiment. That's an ingredient.
Melting something?
Yeah. Because like if
we'll
they
see about that.
if they well, that's very ominous. Tim, did you bring a gun to my apartment?
Why don't we just go through your list?
All right.
So anyway,
And I'm going to start at the top, by the way.
I didn't mean to interrupt you, but when you said that nonsense about cheese, look, I understand. Look, a polio string cheese is not a condiment.
I'm also talking things
You
here.
gotta talk contextually here, man.
Yeah, but
Gotta open your mind.
I'm talking.
Disrupt
you
the
know
paradigms.
What? I'm looking at my list, and I don't think my list, anything on here, is really even like an ingredient. Like a few are
All right, well,
occasionally,
look,
but
hey,
mostly they're condiments. That's what they're thought of. They're condiments.
All right, calm down. You got this. You're gonna pinch another nerve.
All right, and I'm starting at the top.
Number 1.
And working my way down. Number 1, catsup. Ketchup.
Yeah.
And listen, more specifically, Heinz, baby.
Now here's the thing.
None of this Hunt's garbage.
I'm not a brand name. I'm not a brand name Benny. You know.
Yeah. But when it comes to ketchup, you are.
When it comes to ketchup, the other ones sometimes they're like they're too sweet.
Yeah, or watery.
Or sometimes they're grainy.
Ugh, yeah.
You want to talk about the lunch ladies? I don't know where they were getting their ketchup, but it was grainy.
Yeah, I remember actually. You know what? I never thought about that, but like when you would get lunch at the cafeteria at school, like
This is a universal thing, right?
I don't know if I could remember it as grainy, but I remember like not eating the ketchup when you're a kid, nothing's better than ketchup.
I want that smooth
But
Heinz, baby.
But I avoided the cafeteria ketchup. I was like, no, I'll just eat French fries on their own. It's fine. Which I would never do anywhere else.
Tom, I'm with you. I do like some. You ever make your own ketchup?
No, I'm not a hippie.
Yeah, I did a hippie thing. I made my own ketchup. It doesn't taste like ketchup,
Uh-huh.
but it tastes real good.
What does it taste like?
Like it's less sugary. Like
Yeah.
when you think of Heinz ketchup,
Oh,
you're
it's
like, great,
sugar. It's sugar sauce,
That's
yeah.
why. It's red sugar.
Yeah.
But you know what pisses me off?
Mm-hmm.
Look, what I say, to each his own. You know, when people are like, "Oh, you can't put ketchup on a hot dog." Shut up.
Fuck off.
Let me put whatever I want on my hot dog, right?
Yeah, I'll put dog shit on my hot dog for all you can.
I would advise you not to do that. Like, as a friend, Tom, I'm a friend.
Right. But to prove a point, maybe I would.
Yeah, okay. And you know what? I don't think you
Ketchup-
should do it, but goddamn, I respect you for it.
Ketchup on hot dogs, I feel like is actually I think I've lost friends over this because there's nothing.
Who the H cares this much about ketchup on
But
your
I also
condiment
feel
selection?
like people who are like ketchup doesn't belong on hot dogs. That's what makes me feel like I'm in the Berenstain Bears universe. Like, when did this happen? When did ketchup and hot dogs go together like macaroni and cheese?
Yeah.
Like, when did this all
You
change?
eat cheese on your macaroni?
Yeah.
Tom, let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
If you put some cheese on your dog,
Yeah.
some melted cheese, what is that?
A cheese dog.
So, like, the cheese isn't a condiment on the hot dog? It is equal to the wiener in question? And this is a serious question, Tom. I'm not...
The wiener in question. When it is on a hot dog and in the form of cheese sauce, certainly.
Okay, so cheese sauce.
Cheese sauce
So
is a
when I
condiment.
said creamy melted cheese, well, I was essentially saying cheese sauce.
Oh, yeah. Cheese sauce is a condiment. Sure. 100%.
But it needed to be prepared, Tom. Oh,
No.
you said that things that
me-
need preparation, such as melting or heating up, cannot be a condiment. Very interesting. Proceed.
Tim, let me have former President Barack Obama step in for a moment. Let me be clear. What you're talking...
See you later, President Obama. That was very...
He is kite-surfed away.
Here's a guy that he was shirtless just now. He didn't even need an excuse.
No, I had squirted ketchup all over him just to get him to take his shirt off. Cheese. When I say cheese sauce, I'm talking about sauce that is, or cheese that is sauce at room temperature.
There's
It
no
does
such
not
thing.
need to be prepared.
It congeals, Tom.
No,
It congeals.
oh no, it doesn't.
Find
Not cheese sauce.
me a non-congealing cheese sauce
Yeah.
at room temperature, and I will show
We'll
you a
go to the-
goddamn unicorn, Tom
We'll
Reynolds.
go to the freaking 7-Eleven right now. Their cheese sauce.
You don't think that's in a heated vessel?
Well, but it doesn't need it. It's there to
Then what?
enhance.
Oh, so
but it
7-Eleven is just like, oh, what we'll do is waste a ton of money on electric bills heating up this sauce that doesn't need to be heated
What
up.
about Cheese Whiz?
It's not a sauce.
It's a whiz.
It's a whiz. It's a totally different category.
What about queso?
Yeah, that's heated up.
No, but at room temperature, queso is not solid. If you get like queso in a can at the supermarket, that's a sauce.
Let's go there right now. You are wildly...
Oh, I
Misinformed.
am wildly informed.
So, number one, ketchup. We both agree.
Yeah.
Great condiment.
You know that in the Philippines is a big thing, banana ketchup.
I
Which
can't
at
wrap my
first,
head around
I
it.
couldn't wrap my head around it either, but then I thought, like, well, I don't like tomatoes, but I like tomato ketchup.
So there's no tomatoes in the banana. It's not like tomatoes and bananas.
No, it's bananas. It's because during
Bananas and sugar.
World War II, there was a tomato shortage, but there were tons of bananas in the Philippines, so they started making banana ketchup.
Made everything out of bananas.
I think just banana ketchup. I mean, probably a few other things, but not like cars or whatever you're thinking.
How dare you think? You presume to know what I'm thinking. Okay, sorry, number two.
Number two, mayonnaise. Specifically, Hellman's.
Tom, this is where you and I are going to disagree.
And I'm not
for the
talking
first
about
time.
Satan when I say Hellman's.
First of all, that is who you're talking about. Not a lot of people know that Satan does own the Hellman's Corporation. And,
It's right there on the label.
yeah. The greatest trick the devil ever played was convincing everybody he didn't own the Hellman's Mayonnaise Corporation.
Well, I've talked on this show, I don't think in years, but there's a contingent of people that think mayonnaise proves that time travel exists.
Why is this?
Basically, because it's like impossible to come up with the idea of mayonnaise unless somebody's shown it to you already.
But that's everything.
No.
Like who? Like
no.
what lunatic was like? I'll make cheese.
No, the way you make mayonnaise from scratch.
Tom, I've made mayonnaise from scratch.
Tim, starting to think you're a liar.
I have. It's very hard because it has to emulsify as you're
exactly.
whipping it up.
And how did you know that? Did you read it somewhere, or did you find it out because you're from the future?
But like, all right, so computers. How did they know how to build computers?
It happened slowly, but
that's
mayonnaise
what
happened all at once. No,
how do you know that mayonnaise
didn't-
happened all at once?
Because there wasn't like.
And what's to say that happened in the year like 2642 and not like, I don't know, when was mayonnaise invented? 1987?
I don't know, but like before there was mayonnaise, you couldn't go to the supermarket and they had like eggs and oil on the shelf, and you were like, "Wow, I wish there was a better way to do this," but I guess they're still figuring it out.
But what the hell does that mean?
Look, it took a long time to figure out mayonnaise. It didn't though, which explains time travel. I'm not saying it explains. I'm just telling you, Tim. I'm just here as a journalist.
The existence of anything other than like rocks.
No, because how did they know mayonnaise needs to like emulsify and then you need to like wait and do it again?
Because they had a lot of friggin' time on their hands, Tom.
No way. Dinosaurs were trying to eat people every
That's fair.
day.
It's a very fair point. All right, Tom, I don't agree. I don't like mayonnaise. The thought of it disgusts me. But I will eat it on a sandwich as long as there's not a lot of it. It falls in the cream cheese realm for me, where it's like, look, if there's a little bit of a smear of it, I like it.
Right.
But if it's any more, like critical mass of that is just like,
nah,
ugh.
I'm that way with cream cheese. I used to not be. I used to be like, pile it on, baby. But the last time I had a bagel, I was like one of those people that was like scraping cream cheese off because I was like, I really just want the bread.
Just give me the bread.
Number 3.
Number 3.
Tabasco sauce. Specifically. So I'm not just saying hot sauce. I'm saying Tabasco sauce.
You are a brand loyal ninny. You hear me, Tom? I'm ninny.
Sorry, I'm not eating brand X hot sauce. And listen, when I get to
I make my own hot sauce, Tom. I've never made my own. I have made my own hot sauce.
Jeez, you are insufferable.
What do you mean?
You don't even know what you're on this thing.
Yeah,
this
but I'm
podcast.
great at making them.
You don't even know what a condiment is, but you're trying to pass yourself off as some artisan.
I am an artisan. I'm not like I tried to make mayonnaise 3 times. I made it successfully once, and twice. And I used one of those times to make my own ranch dressing, which was delicious.
Yeah, and then you made pudding in your diaper. All right. Number 4. And again,
oh, wait, hold on. Tabasco
what? Yeah,
sauce?
Tabasco sauce.
All right, fine, I guess. I mean, this is you trying to look cool. It's
Tim,
like,
I told you that I'm not trying to look cool. If I want to look cool, I'd be like, I mean, not to get into my overrated list yet, but I'd be like sriracha, man.
I know. That's on my list, too. But, Tom, I feel like by saying Tabasco, you're like what Old Spice is trying to do, where it's like classic. We're just the classic man scent.
Well, Tim, you're ruining my list. Number 4 on my list is Old Spice.
No, it's allspice.
No. I don't
Imagine
have spices.
Old Spice just smelled like allspice,
Well,
and
it
nobody ever made that.
Wouldn't do well.
That connection.
No, I'm saying Tabasco sauce because there's a million different hot sauces, and I'm telling you
And
specific.
they're all good.
All right, and okay, so number 3, I could just say hot sauce.
Hot sauce,
and then
baby.
I could specify, as I did with Heinz and Hellsman, that Tabasco specifically.
Okay.
Because I've got some honorable mentions.
Okay. Well, this is great. This is a very comprehensive list that we're flying through.
Number 4, barbecue sauce.
BBQ.
Specifically, bullseye barbecue sauce.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not brand loyal to any barbecue sauce. You want? Here's the thing. I'm just happy. I've never had a barbecue.
I'm just happy to have barbecue sauce.
I've never had a barbecue sauce that I haven't liked.
Yeah.
And there are some that are sweet. There are some that are more like vinegary.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I think that's like the Carolina style. It's like vinegary. It's
Yeah.
very runny.
And look, the flavors are impeccable.
It all tastes good.
It all tastes good, my friends.
Yeah, barbecue sauce is great.
That was my Pat Robertson. No, who am I thinking of? Jimmy Swaggart. Who always said, my friends?
I don't know.
Gomer Pyle.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't know. So,
Barbecue sauce.
yeah, Bullseye. I don't
mean,
like
if I'm
anything that's
being-
too smoky.
If I'm being honest,
You are a brand loyal ninny. We all know this,
if I'm
right?
being honest, my favorite barbecue sauce is McDonald's.
Yeah,
you
but
can't buy that
that's-
in the store. So
No. If you work for the McDonald's Corporation and can get large quantities of the McDonald's barbecue sauce, please contact us. The complete got everything
I've
at
had my
gmail.com.
hopes built up before, Tim.
I know. That is pure sugar. That
Yeah.
barely resembles barbecue sauce in any meaningful way.
Right.
But goddamn, it's delicious.
Yeah, because it's sugar. Sugar
Yeah.
is the best food.
Yeah, it's also literally poison.
No, it's best for you. It gives you energy.
Yeah.
Gives you energy so you can work hard. Sugar. I'm pitching that slogan to the sugar people later this week. Number 5. You know what? And I honestly, looking at this, I would change.
I can't believe you went 1 to 10 instead of 10 to 1.
Well,
This is an
because-
amateur
No,
move.
because this is what I'm passionate about.
Yeah, but now it's getting less exciting.
no, this
It's
one.
like this one that I kind of like halfway.
No, because I do like this, but looking at it now, I don't think it should be 5. It should maybe be. You know what? I'm doing it. I'm changing 2 slots here.
Oh, bro.
Number 5, guacamole.
Guacamole.
Yeah,
That needs to be prepared, Tom.
not by me. I mean, all these things need to be prepared.
You can eat guacamole on its own.
Yeah, but it's frowned upon. You know
yeah,
what?
but eating a slice of American cheese with your freaking shirt off is
Nobody said my shirt had to be off. Obviously, it would be.
your
but,
shirt is always off, Tom.
Guacamole actually.
You pay a task rabbit to sponge bathe you.
Guacamole actually, you know what? I switched these, but now I'm not even sure if I should have switched them. Because here's my beef with guacamole.
There's no beef in guacamole.
That I actually think it's not that good as a condiment. It's good as a dip. But I actually don't really... I don't dislike guacamole on something like a hamburger, but I don't think it adds as much
You know
as
what?
people think.
It's too much, man.
Yeah.
Guacamole.
Because guacamole, like good guacamole is kind of subtle. And that's why it's good with like a tortilla chip, because the tortilla chip is pretty plain.
You just need a salty vessel to bring it into
Well,
your mouth.
and something crunchy. I think that's also, you don't want crunchy guacamole,
yeah,
but
a
you want...
vessel, I'm saying. The vessel needs to be crunchy
And salty.
and salty.
And the guacamole needs to be salty.
Not
And-
always. Not
and
that
garlicky.
Garlicky?
Yeah,
Really?
I like a garlicky guac.
All right. I was looking at a recipe for guacamole today that was just
Oh, Jesus Christ, you with
avocados,
the fucking recipes.
avocados and onions, and I was like, "What about the other stuff?"
Uh-huh.
So I said out loud to my computer, "Computer, what about the other stuff?"
Yeah. I was looking at a tortilla chip recipe. And
I said a guacamole recipe. That's what we were talking about. Sorry, what brand of guacamole?
No,
do you
guacamole
like?
I do like homemade. I mean, the store-bought guacamole, it always tastes bad. It never tastes good.
All right.
And again, that's why guacamole, I don't really like it on things.
I don't know if it's a condiment by
Yeah.
your definition.
Well, I was going to say, I don't really like it on things. And like one of my conditions of a condiment is like something you can keep in your fridge for a while and it's not going to go bad.
That's one of your... You didn't mention this earlier.
It was implied.
It's an evolving definition,
Yeah.
I see, yeah.
Just like mayonnaise.
What?
Mayonnaise took time to evolve.
Tom.
Well, it should have.
Tom. That is the most asinine argument I've ever heard. You should be embarrassed that you even...
Well, you're going to be embarrassed when, you're proven wrong. When the time travelers reveal themselves.
So that, like... All right, go on.
But it didn't actually have to be time travelers. It could have been like a book accidentally went through time.
Yeah, no, I'm actually angry about this, so please stop.
Number 6, salsa.
Salsa.
Yeah.
That's more of a dip, Tom.
Again,
By your own definition, I'd say it's a condiment.
More of a dip, but I appreciate salsa on stuff more than I appreciate guacamole on stuff.
I don't like salsa on a burger. Tell you right now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really like. It's too wet for a burger.
Too wet for a hot dog.
That's the name of my memoir.
Not too wet for a plate of nachos.
Yeah.
Baked potato would just be weird. It's not too wet for a baked potato.
No, and you can have it on. Actually, it's good with like a little shredded cheese and sour cream.
Right. What about what if I added taco to that list?
Oh, that has to go on a taco
Yeah.
too.
I
Yeah,
guess
that'd be
that's
fine.
kind of the same as nachos.
Yeah.
Anything that works on a taco works
Yeah,
on nachos.
interchangeable.
Yeah.
Number 7. And number 7, boy, let me tell you, when I was a boy, this would not have been on the list. But now that
You
I'm
were a
man,
boy once?
But now that I'm a man, it's on the list. Mustard.
Tom,
Mm-hmm.
mustard is freaking delicious.
Yeah.
I know
What's your favorite type of mustard?
See, I know people are going to want to put me in a box. Is it yellow mustard? Is it Dijon? Is he fancy? Is he lowbrow?
Is it honey mustard?
It's not honey mustard. That's weird. That's gross.
Honey mustard is delicious, but it is often offered in situations where it should not be.
I had honey mustard on something recently where I was like, get out of town. Why did you offer honey mustard?
Honey mustard should not be on things. You should dip things in honey mustard because honey mustard is very sugary.
Yeah.
It's very
Sweet.
Yeah, it
on account of the honey.
overpowers any other
I
flavor.
got a good line on that. The fact that it's sweet because of the honey from the
Yeah, it all
from
checks
the
out.
bees' butts themselves.
Yeah. I would say my favorite's probably like a brown spicy mustard.
Yeah,
But I
mean
do-
they're all good, Tom. Why do we have to choose? Why do we have to
Yeah.
say one mustard is better than the other?
If I had to pick a brand, Grey Poupon. Of course.
Tom,
Yeah.
you are a brand loyal, marketing obsessed ninny. But I will say, I for people our age,
Yeah.
for people born between 1980
Mm-hmm.
and 1984, I'd say
Mm-hmm.
there's never been a more effective marketing campaign than the Grey Poupon, freaking Rolls Royce
Grey Poupon.
pulling up to the other
Yeah.
Rolls Royce. For the rest of our lives, whenever we see Grey Poupon, for the rest of our lives,
Yeah.
we'll be like,
oh, yeah.
that's some pretty fucking high-class mustard you
Yeah,
got
that's
here.
some fancy mustard.
Yeah, and guess what? It costs $1.50, just like the yellow
Yeah.
mustard. It's the same price. It's the same garbage in it.
Well, then, so you shouldn't be mad at them. They could mark it up. You could, if you went to
No,
a
because then-
supermarket tomorrow and Grey Poupon was $10, you'd be like, well, I guess that's why
But
only the rich people eat
but
it.
I wouldn't buy it. But I'd
But
be
you
like,
would aspire to
yeah, but
afford it.
that's not what they want. What they want is me going in there and being like, $1.50.
I thought this was an
This
aspirational brand.
this must be a mistake. I gotta every time, literally every time I go to the supermarket, I'm walking out of there with like 50, 60 jars of Grey
yeah,
Poupon.
you're clearing the shelves
Yeah,
because you think there's been a huge mistake.
exactly. And I'm like,
Yeah, somebody's getting fired over this one.
yeah. And I usually eat it within the week, so it's good. It
Yeah.
works out great for me.
I've noticed, though, lately there's a lot of negative Nancy's about yellow mustard. A lot of people that are like, ugh, I don't eat yellow mustard. I only eat,
I
fancy
feel like
mustard.
there's a straw man, Tom. I think that guy doesn't actually exist.
No, he does. He's made out of straw. And he's a man. No, that does exist. I've run into that. And I feel like in cases where only yellow mustard's being made available, that's a fine topping.
It's fine. I prefer it sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, to each his own. Look, more so in the condiment game than anywhere else, to each his own. Because there are subtle differences in condiments.
Well, that's not the way you felt about the first few I told
What do you mean?
You
I
were...
agreed with ketchup. I don't like mayonnaise, but I respect your.
I don't think you respect it. You believe that I like mayonnaise.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm not saying like, ugh, how can you eat that? I'm saying I don't like it.
Yeah.
Tom, I'm a very open-minded man. I'm running for office one day, Tom. So I gotta.
Number 8, and this is the one I switched with number 5.
Wow, I thought it was a 5-6 swap. It's a
No,
5-8,
5-8
a classic
swap.
5-8 swap.
Ranch dressing.
Ranch dressing. Now, a dressing is a condiment now, Tom?
Ranches. I think ranch has graduated from salad dressing to condiment at this point.
Okay. What would
let me
you
be
put
clear.
ranch
Well, let me bring in the
dressing,
former president.
Yeah.
Let me be clear. I don't like. I'll go beyond. I don't like. I think they should take everyone who likes ranch dressing with buffalo wings, put them all on a boat, send the boat into the ocean, and sink it halfway, and we'd all be better off.
With all the ranch dressing likers living under the sea.
Yes, in Atlantis. Because
the lost city of Atlantis.
Which some people suggest had access to time travel, and that's
and
how
mayonnaise.
they suggested. Well, of course, in mayonnaise, and yeah. You know, follow the mayonnaise. That's what I would say.
You know what? For people who... I have a number of things to say here, Tom. For people who don't like blue cheese dressing, because there are literal chunks of mold in it.
Yeah, cheese.
Why can't they enjoy their buffalo wings with a nice, cool ranch dressing? Cool ranch, as I call it.
That's not
why do you want me to live under the sea?
Eat them alone.
No, because it's so nice. The juxtaposition of the cool white with the spicy red.
I feel like this happened because some restaurant was serving buffalo wings and didn't have blue cheese, and they were like,
"But you're the same person who's like, don't tell me not to put ketchup on a hot dog." But you're just like, you can't put ranch on a.
Tim, we're talking
dips right now, you jackass. We're not talking condiments.
We're talking.
What do you put ranch dressing on that serves as a condiment and not a dip?
Pizza.
You are a sicko, man.
Not by itself, but I've had like chicken bacon ranch pizza.
Oh, so is chicken a condiment, Tom?
Not in this particular context.
But the ranch is.
Yes.
Even though that's the only context it's a condiment?
And I have ranch dressing on hot dogs.
What?
No, that's not true. But I've had it on a burger.
And also, but it's no good on a burger.
No, it's not bad on a burger. I mean, you got to put other stuff on there, but... Again, I'm telling you...
I make ranch dressing popsicle sticks, so I eat them. I eat ranch dressing on its own. So that disqualifies it from your
Again,
definition.
I'm giving you the desert island condiments here. And ranch is never what I prefer, but it's a condiment that's really not bad on anything.
Okay, I'll agree with that.
Yeah.
I just don't like people with strong opinions about like what you're supposed to put on things.
I don't either, Tim, except
that you want us all to live under the sea.
Yeah.
And I don't even think if I'm this is a generous read of what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if you even want us to live under the sea.
Well, no,
because as it
Tim,
stands,
that's not what I said. All I said was that put you on a boat and then sink it.
Yeah, like the Joker wanted to do with those prisoners or something.
He wanted to blow it up.
Movie.
I don't want to blow it up. I just want to sink it. The rest is up to you. If God wants you to live, He'll help you.
Lips like Leo.
No, I'd send it somewhere nice and warm.
Okay. All right, I'm on board.
Number 9.
Literally.
Maybe another controversial one. A1. A1 steak sauce.
Steak sauce.
Yeah. Which...
It's kind of a buffalo sauce. Kind of a barbecue sauce, if we're being honest.
No. Oh.
What differentiates it? What's the difference between A1 and barbecue sauce?
Well, so there's like a bunch of... Because I was looking up...
There's an argument to be made, but I don't think you're equipped to make it.
No, I think honestly the biggest difference is that steak sauce is like more concentrated. Like
Not always. You could have a thick barbecue sauce, Tom.
No, you can, but like steak sauce comes in smaller things because you're not supposed to like douse things in it because usually it's very strong.
Yeah, but there are strong barbecue sauces too, Tom.
That's true. They're strong men, but does that make a man a steak sauce or a barbecue sauce just because he's strong?
Some would say yes.
Well, and also like I was looking up
a bottle of A1 steak sauce won the Mr. Universe contest one year.
I was looking up the about brown sauce because like whenever we're over in the UK, they're always like, "Oh, you want some brown sauce? Would you like some brown sauce on your chips?" And brown sauce is similar to steak sauce.
Except real depressing.
They're all just kind of like spin-offs from Worcestershire sauce.
Yeah, what is that? Anchovies?
No, there's something weird in it though.
I think anchovies.
It might be anchovies.
Yeah.
Like a gentleman's spread.
What is that?
That's the thing I sent you. There's a thing called gentleman's
I know you
spread.
sent it to me, Tom. I was acting like
that's
we have
mostly
a rapport
anchovies.
here.
That's like 60%
Yeah.
It's 60% at least. So I'm sure
I don't understand
it
the
smells
fascination
horrible.
with anchovies.
Just a real salty fish. It's not naturally salty. Well, it's a little salty because it lives in the ocean, but then they put more salt in it.
I went on tour with a band, Tom, because I'm a rock and roller, and we didn't have a lot of money.
But we did have anchovies.
We did stop often at supermarkets, and the rest of the band, not me, would buy tins of anchovies and just down them. Because, like, protein.
Yeah.
And, like...
They do that in prison with anchovies, too.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I was on tour with a band, though.
No. Oh, no, I wasn't in prison.
No, Tom, you misunderstood. I wasn't in
Yeah, I think anchovies and tuna fish are big in prison.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
Cheap.
I mean, they're cheap canned protein that you can, you don't need to prepare. You can just open it and eat it.
Yeah. Tom, I'm not being rude. I'm definitely... I tried to spell Worcestershire sauce before. And it's a complicated... Oh, you know it was actually invented by Lee and Perrins?
Yeah.
John Wheely Lee and William Henry Perrins. The exact recipe is kept a secret. Sorry. Go on.
But is it anchovies? Does it have anchovies?
It's secret.
But everything in it is a secret? I feel like that's dangerous then.
Barley malt vinegar, spirit vinegar, molasses, sugar, salt, anchovies, tamarind extract, onions, garlic, spice, and flavorings.
I mean, I guess all this stuff, it's mostly just like vinegary stuff.
Yeah, and a bunch of other stuff. Yeah. Stuff and other stuff. I like A1 steak sauce. I don't like... Tom,
when I was a kid, I would not eat steak without A1.
I don't like steak. And like
before you were a vegetarian.
Yeah, but like I'm not vegetarian.
Yeah, you
were
were never a big steak guy.
Yeah. Like I love hamburgers to this day. I just don't eat them.
Right.
But like if we went to like one time you and I and a
you're
bunch
low
of people.
Class.
Yeah, we went to the doofus place.
The doofus place.
The steakhouse that everybody loves going to.
Oh,
Peter Luger.
Yeah.
And not the doofus place, but doofuses go there often.
There was a fight there the other day. Somebody attacked like the Armenian ambassador or something.
Really?
That was eating there like a protester.
Yikes! Well, I got the burger instead of a steak because I like a burger.
Well, and I've had I've spoken.
So good.
The burger at Peter Luger's is the best in Manhattan, in not Manhattan, in New York City. And
and Tom, you and I are freaking condiments guys.
Yeah.
And they won't do anything. They'll put an onion on it.
A slice of onion. That's all you get.
Did they give you ketchup? I don't even remember. Yeah. So there is cheese.
Yeah, you can get it
with
or without cheese.
That's not a condiment. So I don't know what it is.
I believe they put the onion slice on there. I mean, I guess if you said please don't, they won't. But
you can take it off. It's not like sautéed or anything.
No,
just raw.
I don't think it's even assembled when you get it.
For those prices, you'd think they'd assemble it for you.
Yeah. But the burgers aren't that bad. I feel like they're like $15, maybe a little bit less. It's like by far the cheapest thing on the menu.
Yeah, that's probably more why I got it.
Yeah. But they're
right.
great. They're delicious.
Tom, by my count, you got one more condiment left.
And this one is a bit of a curveball. Nutella.
Is that a condiment?
Yeah.
What do you put that on?
Fucking anything. Bread, toast. You
so
put
is
it on toast.
peanut butter a condiment?
Peanut butter is a condiment. It's in my honorable mentions.
Okay. Wow, you'd choose Nutella or Nutella, as people say, over peanut butter?
Well, because I would argue like peanut butter is like kind of a peanut butter can be a condiment, but like I don't
It's the
think
same
of
exact thing as Nutella.
it. No, it's not. It's made out of one's made out of peanuts, one's made out of hazelnuts and chocolate.
Yeah, but contextually, it's the same thing.
Oh, I guess like almond milk is just like it too.
Not almond milk, but like almond butter, yes.
Well, yeah, sure, almond butter.
All right.
Nutella's a
Shut up.
different
I hate you so much.
Oh, I guess ketchup.
The last episode of the
Ketchup's
show.
just like salsa.
Yeah, it is, Tom. You win.
No, I put it at number 10 because it's a dessert condiment.
Okay.
Which
cool.
is
Now,
rare.
all right, let's go with your honorable mentions.
Well, I have my two overrated. Sriracha,
Okay.
which I think we've talked about. I need to go.
I don't think sriracha's bad.
Right. I just think people that
I've
go
had
crazy
a bottle
for
of
it.
sriracha in my refrigerator for 3 years, though.
Yeah.
And it's like they sell you a gallon of that.
Yeah, I
shit.
don't think you can buy like a small one.
Yeah, it's fine. It's good. It's whatever. I think they were smart. I think they were like, this isn't going to be a fad for very long. Make people buy like a big bottle
Yeah.
of it. Like,
Well, and they started like selling the flavoring to a bunch of places too.
yeah.
My other on the overrated list is Heinz 57.
I don't even know what that is.
It's like Heinz's steak sauce, basically.
Because they have 57 varieties of sauces, condiments. That's where it came from. Most of them aren't on the market
it came
anymore.
from Henry J. Heinz introduced the marketing slogan 57 pickle varieties in 1896. He later claimed that he was inspired by an advertisement that he saw while riding an elevated train in New York City, a shoe store boasting 21 styles. The reason for 57 is unclear. Heinz says he chose 5 because it was his lucky number, and the number 7 was his wife's lucky number. Well, your wife and everybody else, buddy. However, he also said the number 7 was selected.
What a dumb wife he had, huh?
Was selected specifically because of the psychological influence of that figure and its enduring significance to people of all ages.
Oh. Wow, I didn't know that. I thought they had 57 different
He wanted
products.
the company to advertise the greatest number of choices of pickles, and in fact,
Why didn't he say a million?
In fact, by 1892, 4 years before the slogan was created, the Heinz company was already selling more than 60 products.
Okay. Well, 57 sauce I've never seen in the wild.
Really? I feel like they have it at, I want to say somewhere like Johnny Rockets. It's like on the table. A few places on the table. It's in the lyrics to Cheeseburger in Paradise.
Really?
Yeah.
Man,
But
Buffett.
I was going through the
Warren Buffett really likes some weird stuff.
Man, I'll tell you, friggin' Jimmy Buffett's not too far away from being as rich as Warren Buffett.
Yeah, he owns all those Margaritavilles.
You know how much
drinks
he's
all those-
worth?
$1 million.
Damn.
He's got to be up near $1 million.
No,
Tom.
you'll be
I
surprised.
promise you. No, you're gonna say, oh yeah, maybe $100. No, $1 million. I'd say.
The last estimate was that Jimmy Buffett's worth $550 million. Over $500 million.
Yeah. Well, maybe we're
We're in the wrong business.
in the wrong
We should
business.
be opening up chain restaurants.
and singing about cheeseburgers
instead of just talking about them.
Yeah.
Put this to a ditty, and then we got something.
Oh, I add a cool hip hop beat under all the episodes, Tom, and we release every episode as a rap album, a rap battle.
Okay. I don't.
You looked
I
at
don't-
me like
Tim, is that true?
Yeah, you did look very incredulous there. I'm sorry.
Tim, stop the recording. Is this true? I had no idea. All right, let me go through my honorable mentions.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
running out of time. All right. First up, hot sauces. Texas Pete.
I don't know.
Texas Pete's great.
Okay.
Frank's Red Hot.
You already said hot sauce on your list.
I know, but I'm going through honorable mentions. Those were the only two brands.
Okay,
I'm talking about brands.
Yeah, Frank's is my favorite of the brands.
Honorable mention, cocktail sauce.
Only good with shrimp, and also it's a dip.
You can put cocktail sauce on stuff. I mean, it's just horseradish and ketchup.
Is it?
Yeah. But so I'm surprised that it hasn't
Seems
found
more
its way
exotic,
into
yeah.
more things. Cream cheese,
We've discussed.
horseradish.
Horseradish, I was surprised, was not on your top 10 list.
I love horseradish,
Yeah.
but it is not very versatile.
Yeah.
It goes, the things it goes with, it goes mwah with.
You didn't have to make the kiss
It
noise
kisses.
Yeah. Ugh.
That tickled. I don't know why I had to kiss you while I did it. I couldn't have just done it into
I
my
appreciate
microphone.
it.
Honey is next on my honorable mentions list.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of honey.
Peanut butter, which we talked about, and soy sauce.
Soy sauce is good.
Mm-hmm. Soy sauce I almost took off because I was like, it's really just like salt sauce. But then I was like, you know what? Same thing. The things soy sauce is good with,
Honey's just sugar.
very good with. What?
Tom, here's what you
If
missed.
honey's just sugar, Tim, go into my kitchen. I'll hand you a bag of sugar and you make some honey for me, okay?
Oh, well, with a bee's butt. Tom, here's what you missed. Relish.
Fuck relish.
You like pickles, though.
Yeah, I know. And actually, when I was looking up what relish is, I was like, how come I don't like relish? But I don't. I hate relish.
I'm a recent relish convert, Tom. Try it on a hot dog. It's great.
A recent relish
Chutney.
Yeah. I mean, I rarely will have a chutney. Usually when
Well,
I
you need
do,
to get out more.
Usually, well, I can't under house arrest. But whenever I have a chutney, I like a chutney.
Tahini.
Ooh, I love tahini, actually.
Sesame seeds, buddy.
Yeah. I've
Grind them up.
run into trouble trying to find tahini in supermarkets sometimes.
Make your own. That's what I do.
Jesus Christ.
All right,
You
Tom.
buy a bunch of sesame seed bagels, you get all the sesame seeds off them.
Sauerkraut.
Yeah. Sauerkraut. I thought you said sour cream. Sauerkraut. I can't even. Oh, I'm sorry. It sounds the same. It sounds similar.
Tom,
One consonant away.
that was my big finish, and you fucking undercut me.
What was your big finish?
Sour cream.
Okay. I mean, you can still
The
say
creme
it.
de la creme.
The creme de la sour.
No, just shut it all down. Sour cream is the best condiment.
What? No, it's not.
Name one thing it's not good on. Well, burgers.
And don't get me wrong, I love sour cream, but you know, it doesn't belong on everything. And it's for a condiment, it's very unstable. What?
What are you, a scientist?
Well, it needs to be refrigerated. It can't be left out very
Many
long.
condiments need to be refrigerated, Tom. You mentioned guacamole and salsa.
Yeah, but like not as like they won't melt if you leave them on a table while everybody's enjoying them.
Oh, God.
Sour cream's like a ticking time bomb. I get stressed out whenever I'm eating sour cream.
More so than guacamole?
I'm telling you,
Guacamole turns
barely
brown
made
in
it
4 seconds. Yeah, but it made it number 5 on your top 10 list.
only because of a last minute change, which I later
Boy,
regretted.
I wish you wish you could retract that.
Yeah, it's impossible though. Sauerkraut, I can't sit next to somebody if they are eating. Like literally, I've moved my seat at a restaurant from like if I'm on a date with a girl, I go sit with somebody else if
Wow.
she's eating sauerkraut. And a lot of the girls I date, all they eat sauerkraut. I date a lot
It's
of
just cabbage.
Germans. I hate cabbage.
Who cares? It's just a friggin' thing.
I don't like it. I hate the smell of it. I hate the look of it. But especially
have to put up with cabbage.
sauerkraut. Like I don't know what it is about it,
Special
but
little
I hate
Kushner
it.
boy, and I don't like cabbage. I'm
just
gonna walk to the other table.
you're making my dog cry. Yeah, I hate sauerkraut. I think We should just put it on the boat with everybody who likes what was the other thing?
Ranch dressing.
Dressing with their chicken wings.
All right, well, that's all the time we have to talk condiments.
Yeah.
I hope
We didn't get to Vegemite and Marmite.
Yeah, I don't like other countries' condiments. They gross me out. Just the names of them weird me out.
Yeah.
And we don't know. People, you know what? We start talking about that stuff.
Yeah.
People start to email us about a bunch of stuff I really just don't care about.
All right, mate. You don't like it. You don't like it. Well,
and then they tell us like how we like the context in which we have to try it. It's like I'm not interested. I'm never going to eat Marmite. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Vegemite. I'm not. Look, I'm sure it's great. I'm sure you like it. To each his own. I don't know. I'm not going to try it. I never have tried it, and I never will try it. And that makes me close-minded.
well, sorry. All right. If you like the show, check out tcgt.com to find out more. You can also follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/Complete Guide. Follow us on Twitter, @Complete Guide. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram, @Tom Reynolds. And you can follow Tim on Twitter and Instagram, @YourPalTim.
Okay.
Okay. Like we said, we got those shows coming up in September in Scotland and in England. So check out tcgt.com/tour. If you want to support the show, support our sponsors. Also, check out tcgt.com/Amazon for your Amazon shopping and tcgt.com/pledge for our Patreon with fun bonuses like Fast Food Friday, which we're caught up on, and you get all the back ones. It's great.
It's great. You get all those. You get like hundreds of mini episodes of things.
Yeah.
And they're
I don't know if it's hundreds. Might be 100.
No, we've been doing this. We're up to we had 100 episodes of Amazing Facts.
Oh yeah, that's true.
We're up to 26 episodes of Fast Food Friday.
Uh-huh.
We had a baker's dozen of the news. So we have between 1 and 200, shows for you to listen to. Yeah.
I stand corrected. Not really, because I said maybe 100, and it sounds like 100.
Yeah, if we're rounding, it's 100.
Certainly not hundreds.
Dozens, scores.
I think that's all the plugs. I mean, I'm sure I forgot one or two, but whatever.
Hey, buy my book, Meta, on Amazon.
You didn't write that book.
I wrote that book. I stole your Amazon password, so now I have. I changed
my
the name
Amazon
on the cover.
Is locked down like you wouldn't believe. 2-factor, baby.
Wow, I have 3-factor.
One of the factors is blood. I have to provide a blood sample.
Really?
Yeah.
One of my factors is the X factor.
Whoa. All right. That sounds, and how can somebody put that in a bottle?
Simon Cowell has tried.
Yeah.
And failed.
I
don't know.
He's mean anyway.
He's truthful. I
Yeah.
don't know. He's handsome. He's in
not
good.
that-
He's in good shape.
He thinks he's handsomer than he is.
He's regular looking, but he's in good shape.
Yeah, because he's rich.
Yeah.
Anyone who's rich that isn't in good shape is a moron.
See you next week.
That was a HeadGum podcast.